Hello everyone, today I'm going to be comparing one of the best, most respected strategy games of all time, Clash Royale, to chess. I'm going to talk about which game has more skill because me and my dumb friend Yusuf were arguing about this. I think Clash Royale has more skill and he thinks chess has more skill. To put it to the test, I've got 9 different skill-based categories and I'm going to be comparing Clash Royale and chess in each one. Whichever game is more skillful in the most categories is obviously the more skillful game. I'm going to be completely unbiased in this video, so make sure you watch to the end. Okay, with that, let's get straight into the video, starting with the first category, mechanical skill. Mechanical skill is basically how much your timing and like your hand movement matters. And I could just start off by saying that chess has no mechanics. All you have to do is pick up one piece, move it to the next tile, and that's it. All the mechanics are done. And then if you compare this with Clash Royale, if you're one tile off, your finger accidentally slips, you lose the whole game. Imagine if the opponent places a Sparky behind their princess tower and you miss the rocket. That's 6 elixir wasted and you've got a Sparky coming for your tower. This one's not close at all. Mechanical skill 100% goes to Clash Royale and it's 1-0 Clash. Okay, the second category is going to be strategic depth. Obviously, this is about strategy and like long-term thinking and planning. Apparently, grandmasters spend years of their lives just learning openings and strategizing about the game. Now, Clash Royale came out in 2016, and I'm pretty sure that people have been planning openings for way longer than that. In chess, every move affects you like 20 moves later. So in chess, there is a lot of strategy, but I'm not saying that Clash Royale doesn't have strategy because it does. You have to create exactly the right deck. You have to learn to play the deck. You have to control the lanes. You have to make sure you're getting positive elixir traits. You have to make sure you're outcycling your opponent, counting their elixir. There is so much strategy in Clash Royale. Like, it requires a high IQ to play at the top level. However, the only thing is that the matches are quite short. The regular Clash Royale game is 3 minutes, 5 minutes if you do overtime. Chess games can go on for like 3 or 4 hours. I'm sure if you allowed them infinite time, a chess player might take 20 hours for one move. And that's why, unfortunately for me, I'm going to give this point to chess, so 1-1. Okay, the third category is going to be reaction time and speed. I don't think I need to talk about this one too much. If the opponent places a hog right at the bridge, you've got like 1 or 2 seconds to put your cannon in the middle and make sure it doesn't take a tower. If you're half a second late to putting down the spell, you might lose the value. You always have to be constantly watching to make sure your opponent isn't putting nothing sneaky in the other lane. You know how much reaction time you need to stop a Dark Goblin from getting any hits when it's placed at the bridge. It's way more than any chess player needs ever. In chess, unless you're playing bullet, you have all the time in the world basically. You have longer than entire Clash games to make your move. That's why reaction time is easily going to Clash, so it's 2-1 Clash. Okay, the next category is going to be like real-time adaptation, so like how quickly you have to adjust your plan or like change what you were doing. In Clash Royale, the entire match is adapting every second. Each troop moves, you gain elixir every second. Your opponent might lane switch, you have to make instant decisions. Even if your opponent does something stupid like plays a weird push, like they put a royal ghost and then a goblin gang and then guards behind it, how are you going to counter that if you don't adapt? Now, I'm not saying that in chess you don't adapt, because you do, but you adapt very slowly. You have loads of time to think, and also each turn you're not adapting rapidly every second. That's why this one is also going to Clash Royale, so it's 3-1 Clash. Okay, the next category is going to be like game knowledge and how much you need to know about the game. Now, in both games, obviously you need to know a lot. Even though I don't play much chess, I do know that there's loads of openings and different variations of what you can do and stuff like that. And so you do need to know what all these different openings are and what they do if you want to be like a really good chess player. Now, I don't really believe this one, but while I was doing my research, I found out that there's 10 to the power of 120 different possible chess games. That's more atoms than the observable universe. But that doesn't really matter because those are just possibilities. I want facts. And I know that there's a fact that there's 118 different cards in Clash Royale, some of them with evolutions. Now, by itself, for the basic Clash player to learn 118 different cards and what they all do and what they all are good against is annoying on its own. Then the skilled players at the top level learn the stats off by heart, and they learn all the different interactions, and there's millions of different interactions that could happen. You need to learn all the spell interactions, the exact tile placement. Obviously, you need knowledge of the meta. If you're playing a deck, you need to learn exactly how to play that deck to a T. And after all that, balance changes come at the end of each month, nerfing or buffing cards which you need to learn, and then they make a whole new meta. Now, for me, there's a lot more knowledge in Clash Royale, which is why I'm giving this one to Clash Royale. 3-1 Clash. Okay, the next skill-based category is the punishment for the mistakes that you make in the game. Now, I know in chess, if you make one mistake, the whole game's over. One queen blunder and your whole game's gone. Even if you blunder with a pawn, you can still lose the entire game. The punishment is brutal, especially at the top level. In Clash Royale, obviously making mistakes is bad, but they are recoverable. Like, one bad move could lose you the entire game. Like, if your opponent plays a trick barrel and you log it, it doesn't hit the goblins, you lost the game. But overall, I think chess punishes you more for your mistakes, so 3-2 chess. Okay, the next category is mental stamina, and unfortunately, this one looks like it might go to chess as well, because chess, the games last for 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours. Apparently, grandmasters can burn thousands of calories just sitting there playing the game. Now, Clash Royale, I know the games can be stressful, especially if you're losing, but the games are only 3 minutes, 5 minutes max. So in the end, chess requires more mental stamina, so 3-3. Okay, next up, I'm going to consider how pay to win each game is. I know it looks like I'm just giving a 3 point to chess, but if you actually hear me out, it's closer than you think. In Clash Royale, obviously, you have the shop where you can buy evos, you can buy wild cards, you can buy chess, you can buy whatever basically. But at the top level, where everyone plays competitively, everyone is already level 14. But at the high school level, pay to win doesn't really matter. It's all about skill. Furthermore, my friend told me that you can actually pay for coaches to coach you on chess, which sounds pretty pay to win to me, because if you don't have money, you're not going to get the coaching and you're going to lose to the guy that got coached. Now, obviously, it's not as severe. It's not like you can buy a new queen when yours dies or something like that. So I am going to have to give this point to chess, so it's 4-3 chess. Okay, next up we're actually going to be talking about what the skill level is like at the highest point of the game. Now, I've done my research. There is around 600 million people that play chess in the world, but only around 50 million on chess.com. And there's only around 2,000 grandmasters, which is a 0.00003%. Now, obviously in Clash Royale, you've got the CR World Finals, which may be as hard as the World Cup final. Now, very surprisingly, the amount of people that play Clash Royale is lower than the amount of people that play chess. There's only around like 35 million active Clash Royale players a month. Anyway, people at the top of Clash Royale must place everything perfectly, otherwise their opponent will punish them. It's not like a lower ladder where if you make one mistake, you could probably make up for it because the opponent might not be as good. Everybody at the top level has to be perfect. They have to react instantly, know every matchup. They probably have to predict spells. They have to outcycle their opponent. It's the same for chess where you can't really make a mistake. Now, both games you're going to be under pressure at the top level, but I think Clash Royale puts you under more pressure because there's more things happening at the same time. You can't make a single mistake. Your reaction time has to be perfect, and that's why Clash Royale wins, so it's 4-4. Okay, for the final category, we're going to look at some of the numbers behind the skills. So for chess, as we've already discussed, there's 10 to the power of 120 million different possible games. It's pointed out to me that these possible games could just come from someone moving a pawn forward, and then moving it back, and then moving it forward again, then moving it back again, and so on until they finally make a move. And if you think about it like that, it could be an infinite amount of games. Now, if we're doing hard facts, there's over 10.5 billion different Clash Royale deck combinations, not to mention the different types of evos you could use in each of those decks, and there's an infinite amount of way to play each matchup. While there's so many different Clash Royale decks, each chess player starts with the exact same lineup each time. In chess, it's not like you can get placed against Logbait in one game, and then in the next game. There's no way to calculate the absurd amount of thought the Clash Royale player has in each game, but I'm pretty sure that there's more difference in each Clash Royale game than there is in each chess game. So that's why I'm going to give this point to Clash Royale 5-4. So overall, Clash Royale wins the video 5-4. It takes more skill than chess. I know my idiot friend Yusuf's going to be annoyed, and a lot of you are probably going to be annoyed as well. I don't mind. Put it in the comments what you disagree with. Clash Royale demands strategy, mechanics, reaction time, prediction, multitasking, absolute perfection. Not to mention, you can't get emoted in chess. Everyone just sits there in silence. In Clash Royale, you're going to have a crying baby in your face. And also, in chess, you can't lag, bro. In Clash Royale, you can lag out of the game. Therefore, I've made my point. Clash Royale takes more skill than chess. If you agree with me or don't, make sure you like the video. Make sure to comment if you disagree or agree. I try and respond to them all. With that, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.